Hello and welcome to Weird Around Illinois. One thing that we've kind of touched on a little bit in the past but never gone in depth on is the concept of the hellhound. So this might be a good time to do that. Let's do it and let's get weird. So for those of you who don't know, a hellhound is basically a dog-like creature that shows up a lot in myth. It's often associated with death, with evil, with the underworld. Not always though. It's large, it's sometimes believed to have supernatural abilities. And again, it carries with it this sense of impending death. And this comes from a number of legends from way back.
Yeah, what better section to start off with than Greek mythology? With Cerberus, a amazingly large three-headed dog-like creature that was supposedly used as a guard of the gates of Hades to prevent dead from leaving.
Now, some of the myths actually had him having more than 3 heads. There were some that had him with as many as 50 heads.
Oh my god!
Wow.
But usually, you're right. In most depictions, he's a 3-headed dog.
Yeah,
or
now
2-headed.
I feel like the 3-headed dog here has been the most infamous representation of the hellhound overall, which is why I think this one is definitely the most relevant to keep in mind. And there was also Norse mythology, where the figure of Garmr or Garm appears as a blood-stained hound. Only one head, by the way, just a very large dog-like creature that guards the gate of the realm of Hell or Heel.
I think it's Hela, actually. I don't. It depends on which, where you're pulling it from. But
Yeah.
the modern version, the Marvel version, is Hela.
Okay. Goddess of the underworld. There's also the Celtic mythology. In Welsh folklore, weird pronunciation, but I'll just leave it to Hounds of Annin, or Anwin, were hounds associated with Anwin, the underworld, or the other world. They had particularly red ears, basically all white bodies, I think a little bit smaller than most hellhound representations, and they were multiple, it wasn't just one. They always went in packs, and they were seen as escorts of souls or participants in the wild hunt.
So these were almost like good characters, not like evil.
Yeah, I was looking at images not too long ago on these things, and I was thinking, be really good hunting dogs.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way they look.
Huh.
They're not just evil looking things. A little bit more natural.
Then, of course, Christians got a hold of it, and they became the Hounds of Hell.
Yes. But yeah, in Great Britain, they had black dogs, like the black shuck in East Anglia, or the Barguest in North England. I think, either it was here or in Great Britain where just the hellhound has become the most popular. Because if you search hellhound on the internet anywhere, you're going to find a fair amount of Great Britain stories.
And the great British rock band Led Zeppelin did a song called Black Dog. So.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And Meatloaf did a movie called Black Dog, but we don't like to talk about that.
Oh, that wasn't good, I'm assuming.
Not great. Not great.
And here's an interesting one. Hindu and Buddhist traditions have, the Hindu Lord of Death, Yama, has 2 dogs, Sharvara and Shyama, who guard the underworld and are, in many cultures actually honored in a Nepali festival. Yeah, overall, the term hellhound has become the most popular in Christianity by far. I mean, like I said, North America and Great Britain, or the UK overall today, the most popular areas where you could hear that.
It's interesting how many of these legends associate this dog with guarding the gates of hell, or guarding the underworld, or the other world, or the beyond. It's definitely interesting how it pops up in so many different cultures. It's one of those things that makes you wonder, what truth did they experience that made them think this? I mean, does it lend credence to the idea that these things are real, or did everyone just see something strange at the same time and each have a different interpretation of it? So in terms of description or characteristics of the hellhound, the appearance, as you heard, it varies pretty widely. Probably the vast majority of them are considered to be black, with like fiery, glowing eyes, and some even have like fiery breath. The blackness of them, I've often heard it described as not just black, but almost like the absence of light, almost like it's a void in reality in the shape of a dog.
It's an interesting trait. You don't hear that a lot.
No. And that lends right into its supernatural abilities, which are many. They are believed to possess incredible strength and speed. They're supposed to have the ability to manipulate fire, in addition to sometimes breathing fire.
Oh my.
They can become invisible, shapeshift, or perhaps even teleport. The symbolism behind these creatures, obviously they often symbolize death or bad omens or the underworld because of these strong associations with them in mythology. Seeing one is frequently believed to foreshadow a person's imminent death, again because these things are associated with the underworld, and sometimes they're seen as companions to bring you to the underworld. Some of it is that they kind of got a bad rap from Christianity too, because the term hellhound actually became more widespread in use among Christians, and they associated these dogs with Satan. So that's probably where a lot of the negative connotation came, whereas in the actual old legends it was just, yep, these are the things that'll take you to your final beyond. No big deal, just another thing to deal with.
I wonder why they only seem to be seen as black, not other colors.
Well, there are some exceptions, like I think you pointed out the one in Celtic mythology that was white with red ears.
One could argue that's something completely different, other cryptid entirely, but yeah, still a large wolf dog-like creature. So
yeah, but you're right. The vast majority of them are black.
Yeah, so it makes me kind of wonder if they might be supernatural. Since we've been talking about it a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of these creatures are a lot of representations of these have like glowing red eyes or green eyes even.
Yeah,
good hints towards something supernatural.
Yeah, it's definitely not an eye color you expect on a dog or a wolf.
Yeah.
So if we are to assume that these are mythological creatures or paranormal creatures, one has to wonder, how can you possibly defend yourself against these things? Defending yourself against a wolf or a big dog is hard enough, but what do you do against one with supernatural powers? Well, it turns out over the years, people have developed ways that they believe will protect them from hellhounds. One, and this is frequently used in magic, it's salt. They believe that if you create a line or a circle of salt, the hellhound can't cross it, and if it tries to eat it, it'll also harm them or deter them in some way. Another one is cold iron, which is iron forged without heat. Sounds really, really difficult. It's said to harm all evil spirits and demons, including hellhounds. So we're gonna have to invest in some cold steel knives, I guess.
All right.
And then there's silver. This is another one frequently used in magic. Similar to werewolves, hellhounds are supposed to be susceptible to silver, especially like silver bullets or silver blades, things like that. So if you're ever tracked by a hellhound, be sure and have your silver weapons with you.
Yeah. Well, aside from the lore that has been represented in the past, there are still some, I guess, more semi-recent places where hellhounds have been spotted. And one of them, which is probably in my top 3 favorite places that we've gone to or gone through, is the 7 Gates of Hell in Collinsville. So basically the lore of this is that there are 7 gates, not really gates, but they're underpasses. You go through all 7 of them in any order that you want, and supposedly you'd be transported to hell or some place that isn't anywhere on Earth anyway. And that's pretty much the whole thing. And there's just, along with that, there's been a lot of tragedies that have come with people trying to do this challenge.
And the hellhounds are almost like a consolation prize for the 7 Gates of Hell. It's like if you don't make it through all 7, if you go through like gate 4 or 5, the hellhounds are supposed to appear.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna get to here, was somewhere down the line of you doing this, hellhounds, all hell would break loose, basically. Quite literally.
Now, we did not see hellhounds,
No.
but we also didn't go at midnight, which is one of the bits of lore attached to it, that you have to do it close to midnight for it to happen. I mean, you couldn't do all 7 at midnight unless you had a teleport, but
Yeah. Yeah, like in our video about this, we did not go through all 7 either. We went through repeats like 24 times. But
yeah, we went through 6 gates for a total of like 24 passages.
We gave the hellhounds plenty of opportunity.
Yes.
I mean, could one argue that the hellhounds would be brought out once we got through the 7th one? Maybe, but I don't know. It seemed a little bit unlikely.
So there's also been sightings of the hellhound supposedly at Bloods Point Cemetery. This is where people have described seeing like large black dogs with glowing red eyes, specifically at night. These creatures are said to be like guardians of the cemetery, kind of like the other places you guys mentioned. And yeah, the road that the cemetery's on is known to be strange in itself, like one of the most haunted roads in Illinois, really.
Now, we visited Bloods Point Cemetery, and we trespassed there at night.
Yeah.
We were not attacked by dogs, but as I recall, it was like a really, really cold night, and I don't think we even got out of the car. So maybe we didn't give the hellhounds enough of a chance. We just kind of parked in the middle of the cemetery and started running our equipment.
Yeah, maybe they were waiting on us to get out the car for them to prance.
Yeah. We did have EMF spikes, though. I recall we did EMF readings, and there were a lot of random EMF spikes in that cemetery. We also did the EVP recordings there, but we didn't get anything in the cemetery. We got something on the bridge, but not in the cemetery.
Yeah, we had a long spike on the bridge.
Yeah.
It like wouldn't stop.
Right.
So here's a question for me to ask: is Dogman a hellhound? What do you guys think, first of all?
Yeah, it's a pretty large debate among people. And although there are a lot of similarities, I feel like there's a lot of differences.
Yeah. They definitely tread some of the same ground for sure, and they have a lot of similar characteristics. I guess I'm open to the idea that they're the same creature, but I also think there could be some crossover. I think like maybe there are Dogman sightings that are hellhounds, and maybe there are hellhound sightings that are Dogman, but they're not necessarily always the same creature.
Yeah. Well, a similarity I wanted to point out was the salt. You mentioned like salt. I've heard putting salt like around your house, for example, can keep a Dogman away. And it sounds like the same thing can apply to the hellhound.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, once more, they're both guardians sort of a cemetery, or at least they pop up at a cemetery, and that's related to Christianity, so so could be it.
Yeah. And of course they both have supernatural abilities. They're very similar. There's like teleportation, there's their speed, all kinds of stuff.
Strength.
Yeah.
Some people even claim that Dogman can make himself invisible, kind of like hellhounds do.
Yeah.
And I guess in terms of appearance, ultra large canine, I mean, that's obvious. And, Dogman frequently is black and seen with red eyes or green eyes. The only big difference I see is when people talk about hellhounds, they almost never talk about them walking or running upright. They're just moving like a traditional dog.
Yeah, it's true.
Boys on 4s, Dogman is 2 legs sometimes.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah. But I could definitely see why people would kind of lump them into the same category, and I don't have enough evidence to really prove or disprove that assumption.
Yeah. From descriptions I've heard, at least, hellhounds do seem like smaller than Dogman. Seems to look. I could be wrong about that, but it just seems that way.
You're also more likely to encounter a pack of hellhounds than a pack of Dogmen, I think.
Yeah, that would be interesting compared to like sightings where they've seen multiple eyes, the glowing eyes in the forest, but they didn't really see a full body. Those could be hellhounds very well, or could still be Dogman. I mean, it's just something to think about.
It kind of goes back to that old discussion we've had about is the reason people don't see packs of dogmen is because they don't survive seeing packs of dogmen.
Maybe.
Or what if some people seeing Dogman are actually seeing hellhounds standing up at a tree like a bear?
Right. Yeah, it's hard to say. Well, in any case, again, contrary to most normal people, I would love to see a hellhound or a dogman. Under the right circumstances. Maybe not when I'm alone in a cemetery at night, but maybe like as a group when we're like armed and not too far from our car.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one a long distance.
Yeah. So if any of you have had encounters with hellhounds or dogmen, or have theories about hellhounds being dogmen or vice versa, we'd love to hear about it. And as always, we thank you for listening and thank you for subscribing.